Are you overwhelmed by super overcomplicated Rubik's Cube tutorials? Do you want to easily solve the Rubik's Cube? Then friend, you have found the right place! Since today, we will go through the easiest alg-free Rubik's Cube tutorial that even a 7-year-old could understand. Hi, the Epic Cuber Andrew here, co-founder of Smart Cube Club, where I teach kids, even 5-year-olds, to solve the Rubik's Cube. And welcome to my beginner series, where I share my own alg-free Rubik's Cube tutorial that even a 7-year-old could understand. And if you do not currently own a Rubik's Cube, check out my video of the MF3S over here. And if you need to fix your own Rubik's Cube, check out my Rubik's Cube fixing guide also over here. And watch to the end of the video so you can find out some tips and tricks to speed up your learning process for the first step. And if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing. And hey, at any point of the video, feel free to post a comment, question, join the poll, and share the video. And let's jump into the video! So for starters, it's really essential to keep the learning process as simple and intuitive as possible. However, oftentimes, many tutorials include these various hurdles, such as algorithms, that are really complex and hard to follow, and using normal cubes, which look really complex and is really hard to identify. So in this tutorial, we're going to use intuition and these kind of teaching aids to make it easier to follow and easier to learn. In this Rubik's Cube tutorial, we will have 7 steps. The first step will be Daisy and Cross. The second step will be the first layer. The third step will be the second layer. The fourth step will be the yellow cross. And notice how the edges and centers do not all align. And the fifth step will be yellow columns, where the centers and edges do align. And the sixth step will be corner placement, where corners are put in the correct spot. And the seventh and the final step is corner flipping, where corners are flipped into correct orientation. And today we're going to learn the daisy and the cross. And before we jump into solving, here is something really important. So these are centers, these are edges, and these are corners. And by the way, the centers do not move, they only turn. And the edges and corners move around the centers. For the step daisy and cross, you're going to first make a daisy. So a daisy is when you have 4 white edges around a yellow center. And there are 3 cases. So one case is when the edge is like at the second layer or a middle layer. And the other case is when it's at the top layer but not solved. And the final possibility is when it's at the bottom layer, and yeah, obviously not solved. And for when it's at the second layer, you're going to put your thumb on the white part and your fingers at the back of the white part, and you're going to bring it to the top. So you're going to bring it up like this. But you can see there's a solved edge over here, so what we can do is turn it until, so now there's no solved edges over here, so we can bring it over here, and yes. And for the case where it's on the top, we will put our thumb on the top and fingers at the bottom. And now we can turn, and now when it reaches the second layer, now we can just solve it like the first case. And again, there's something above it, so we probably want to turn around so that we can like not destroy a solved edge. And now we can bring it up and we're good. And it's the same idea for when the edge is at the bottom. So in that case, what you do is you put your thumb at the bottom and fingers on the top, and you're going to turn until it reaches the second layer. And now we solve it like the first step. So there's something above it, so let's move it out of the way, and there's nothing above it now, and like this. And you might get this case instead of what I just did, and it's the same idea. You put your thumb at the bottom and fingers at the top, get it to second layer. Now you put your thumb at the white and you put your fingers at the back for the white, and now you bring it up. And yeah, that's how you solve and make the daisy. So some common mistakes is like when like people cannot find a white edge, they just turn randomly. And like especially kids, what like you should actually do is find the white edge that's not solved and bring it and actually solve it. You should be actively looking for pieces that are not solved. And here's a tip: you can look on the top and look at the top, okay? And you're gonna count besides the yellow center, okay? So there are 1, 2, 3, 3 edges around the yellow center. That means there's one more left. So that means there's only one over here in the whole cube. And that way you can know like when your cube is, like your daisy is made. And now there's like 4 edges, white edges around the yellow center. That means like there's 0 edges left to solve. Another mistake is making something like this, and this looks more like an X than actually daisy. And but again, the daisy looks like this, not like this. This is not a daisy. Okay, so let's do a few example solves. So in this case, I first see this, so it's already solved. So, and I see this case, it's pretty easy, so I'll go ahead and solve it. And I'll put my thumb in the white and fingers at the back and solve it. And I see this over here, and it's also a pretty easy one. And I see there's nothing above it, so let's solve it straight away. So thumb on white and fingers at the back. Let's solve it, and I see this one over here, and I'm going to put my thumb on the white and fingers at the back. And now let's turn the top so we have something empty over here, and let's bring it to the top. And now I'm going to use a normal cube that you guys should currently have, and let's do another solve. So I see the yellow center over here. Make sure you find the yellow center, okay? And okay, I see this one, so I'm going to go ahead and solve this one. So the steps are put the thumb on the top and fingers at the bottom and bring it to the second layer and second layer. Now we solve it like the first one. Okay, and I see just solved it this one by coincidence, which is kind of good. And we're gonna put our thumb. I see this one. Okay, first of all, I see this one. I'm putting my thumb on the white and fingers at the back and bring it on to the top. And I'm gonna look for my last one. Okay, and it's over here, so we're going to put our thumb at the bottom and fingers at the top and bring it like this, and put my thumb on the white and fingers at the back and bring it up, and now we have a daisy. First of all, we're going to find the yellow center, so the yellow center is over here, and I see the one piece over here, but I see this one is like a little bit easier, so I'm going to solve it. So I'm going to put my thumb on the white and fingers at the back and bring it to the top. I see this one. So I'm going to put my thumb on the white, fingers at the back, and bring it to the top. And I see this case, and now it's a second layer, so I'm put my thumb on the white, fingers at the back, and bring it to the top. And I got one more to go. And over here, so I'm going to put my thumb on the white part and fingers at the back. And I'm going to try to bring it up. Oh, there's something above it though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn so it gets out of the way. So now I can turn without destroying the white piece. And now I can bring it to the top. One on the thumb and fingers at the back and bring it on top. But there's something above it. So I will turn it. So now there's nothing above it. And now I can bring it to the top. And now we're done. After we make the daisy, now we want to make the white cross, and notice that the edge doesn't just align with the white but also with its own center. This is how you make the white cross, by the way. So you first of all pick a edge. Okay, so this is the white and orange one, and then what you're going to do is you're going to turn the cube. It might be like here, and then you're going to turn the cube until it lines up with its own center. So now two colors are the same. And put your thumb on the top and fingers at the bottom and turn it to the bottom. Okay, make sure you don't turn the middle layer or bottom layer, else you can see that it will ruin like what I just solved, and now it's no longer like aligned to its own center. Okay, so just be mindful of that. And now I'm going to pick this one, and because it's already aligned with its center, I'm going to put my thumb on the top and my fingers at the bottom and turn again. Okay, and I see this one, so the white and blue one, so I'm going to like move it with me, and okay, so now I'm gonna line it with like its center. Now it's aligned, so I'm gonna put my thumb on top and my fingers at the bottom, and I see this white and green one over here, and it's already aligned with its center, so I'm gonna put my thumb on top and fingers at the bottom and turn it down to the bottom. And now I'm gonna have a final check. Make sure you actually check to make sure that your cross is actually completed correctly. And let's say it was like this. If it's like this, and you see clearly that the white and blue edge is not aligned with the green one, it means you need to go back to the daisy and solve from there and hopefully do it correctly until you get the cross perfectly. So we're gonna do a few example solves of the cross. So let's start. I'm gonna start with the white and orange one. Okay, now I line it up. So I'm gonna put my thumb on top and fingers at the bottom and turn like this. And I see this is where they line up for me, the green and white. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it twice, or turn it to bring it to the bottom, and I see over here the red and white, and it's also lined up, so I'm going to turn it twice to the bottom. And over here I also see the white and blue, it's also lined up, so I'm going to turn like this. Now I'm done. Okay, now I'm going to do with a regular Rubik's Cube. Okay, so I'm going to go with the blue and white. Okay, so I'm going to line them. Okay, align, thumb on top, fingers at bottom, and like this. Okay, now there's 3 more left. You can see. Just check the yellow center to make sure like there's no like edges on top, and yeah. Okay, so I see the green and the white and green. Okay, now put thumb. They're lined up, so I'm gonna put my thumb on top and fingers at bottom and do this. And I see the white and orange. Okay, I'm going to turn until they align. Now aligned, and I'm gonna put my thumb on the white part and my fingers at the bottom part, like, and turn it to the bottom. Now there's one more left over here because I can see beside the yellow like center there's one white edge left, so I'm going to turn until it lines up. Okay, so now it's lined up, so I'm going to put my white, like my thumb on the top and fingers at the bottom and turn it down, and there we go. And I see that the red edge is already like lined up with centers, so now I can just put my thumb on the top and my fingers at the bottom and ta-da, and done. And I'm gonna go with this one, so the orange and white one, and put my thumb on top and fingers at the bottom and swap places, and good. And this seems to be already lined up, so I'm gonna put my thumb on the top and fingers at the bottom and don't. Okay, and there's one more left, and this is the white and blue, and now they are lined up. Okay, I'm gonna put my thumb on top and fingers at the bottom and swap places, and done. And I'm just gonna check and make sure that it's actually done. Okay, that all seems good. Okay, I see this one, so I'm gonna bring it to the top to form a daisy. And I see this one, so I'm gonna do the same. And I see this one, pretty convenient. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it up, and same idea. And I see this one, so thumb on bottom, fingers on top, and bring it to the second layer, and thumb on white, fingers on the back, and bring it to the top. Now we have a daisy. Okay, and now let's go with this piece. Okay, so let's turn. Okay, and now it's lined up, so I'm gonna put my thumb on top and fingers at the bottom and turn so it's at the bottom now. Okay, this is already nicely lined up for us, so I'm gonna put my thumb on top and fingers at the bottom and to the bottom. Okay, now I've got 2 more to go, and they seem to be all aligned, which makes me pretty lucky. Thumb on top, fingers at the bottom. Okay, same for this, thumb on top, fingers at the bottom, and just check and make sure that they're all aligned, and it's good. Okay, and in this case, I see a piece is ready solved, so, and I see this one, so I'm going to bring it to the top, so thumb on white and fingers at the back and bring it up. Okay, I see this one, and again, thumb on white, fingers at the back and bring it up. And there's one more piece left. Okay, I see it over here. Okay, and I'm going to put my thumb on the white and fingers at the back. However, I see that there's something above it, and if we do anything like this, it's going to actually mess it up. So I'm going to turn so that the top layer, so that it becomes empty. Now it's empty, so I'm going to do it again, and now, okay, it's at the second layer. Now thumb on the white and fingers at the back and bring it to the top, and now we have the daisy. And okay, this is really lined up, so I'm going to go with this one. Thumbs on white, like thumbs on the top and fingers at the bottom. Okay, now I see this. It's really lined up, so I'm gonna put my thumb on the top and fingers at the bottom. Okay. Now I see this one, the white and blue one. Okay, now I'm gonna turn to like this, and now it lines up. Okay, I'm gonna put my thumb on white and fingers at the bottom and swap places. And we have the last piece left, and it seems to be white and red, so let's move it. Okay, good. Now let's put our thumb on the white and fingers at the bottom, and let's go. Okay, now check to make sure everything's good. Okay, seems good, seems good. Okay, we're done. Congratulations, you have solved the first part, the Daisy and Cross, and here are some tips to make you learn faster. So, by the way, you want to practice at least 5 times. It's like really important for you to practice. You will learn how to like handle the cube and learn some intuition. And by the way, when you're practicing, try to do it slowly, and you can speed it off like over time as you get better at the step. And oftentimes you will actually mess up, and don't get frustrated. That's why you want to practice a little bit slowly. Anyways, if you feel like you have a burning question, definitely post it in the comments below. And don't forget to join the poll and share the video. And if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing. And I will leave the beginner series and the link below. And this is the Epic Viewer. Peace out.